back,
Yeah.
he's going to die. Suddenly you lose 2 heroes, and the game speed spirals up. And that's what allowed this team to be so successful. And now you got to prove that you can do it without those heroes. And right now they're struggling a little bit because you revealed so much of your hand. Like, look at this, LGD, straight up.
Yep.
They don't need.
Second ban will be
Naga.
Sand
It's
King,
just
100%.
like, peace out, Disruptor.
Yeah.
You're gone. We will not allow you to play this quick anymore. Because without these heroes, Newbee, it's much easier to read what they're going to do.
Yeah, and I think both Empire and Mineski, the games that they did win, Empire played super fast with that Bounty Hunter and Enchantress lineup, and then Mineski, same story with the Wombo combo with the Naga Siren and support there as well. So definitely something that Newbee has to, I don't know, just wake up from or something and just start being on the ball again.
The games where they don't have the Naga or the Disruptor, what they tend to do is go late game and give SCCC these like Medusa heroes, and they go like to the 50-minute mark and they eventually pump out a win. But when you have these heroes that allow you to speed up your game style, then you see Newbee be very successful. And I'll be curious to see if they open this time with something like the SK.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the same, very similar bans. They've definitely banned Bane and Bounty, Tiny and Disruptor. Sand King was banned, so they've just gone straight for Razor again. If they get Razor Omni again, well, I'm walking.
Shadow Fiend was banned by Newbee previous game as well.
Yes.
So that is the only other change, basically. But the first pick, Razor. I mean, Newbee went for the Razor previous game as well. Is Razor, is he a fast enough hero? What do you think, Will? Is that a good first pick?
Hey, he wins lanes, but the limitation of the hero is like, you're not really a true godlike one position. You don't have catch. You don't really have gap close. You sort of just run a heroes. You need to be this like huge core that gets in the way. But yesterday when LGD were playing it, for example, they had the PL.
First pick PL.
Yeah. PL is excellent against Razor. You can't ever lock him down.
Yep.
It's super annoying to play against. Late game, it's a huge
we've seen
for you.
PL, if he can get there, he's huge. I mean, it's...
So this time, this is what I expected to be their first pick. They do grab it.
Are you surprised that they gave him the Sand King, or would you say it would be so much worse if they had Naga Siren?
I think it'd be much worse if they had Naga. I think Newbee is too comfortable with that hero. The thing, you have to give them something.
Yeah,
you can't ban everything.
I think the Disruptor ban is good. That's like such a big part of the way they play. And I mean, if you give them Disruptor Sand King, they'll take it. Like, we've seen that already. They've done it.
For Newbee, you need to speed up your play. And the thing about Sand King is it gives them catch around the map. When I say catch around the map, you need these stuns that aren't ultis.
Yeah, yeah.
That aren't like these huge commitments.
Absolutely. Also, let's say he initiates with a stun, he'll probably have another one within that skirmish, and then that's going to be like cancel TPs and stuff like that.
Team fight on top of team fight.
I like Sand King a lot. Dazzle ban.
Dazzle ban indeed.
I think they're hedging their bets against something like a TB.
He was banned last time.
Yeah.
Could LGD just pick a Lycan and run it mid and sort of really have some good push? Or do you think you wouldn't want to have a PL and a Lycan? PL will be off farming, Lycan will be off pushing, and the other three are kind of like, well, what are we meant to do? Or
I think it's okay, but you gotta wait for more course.
What would you be afraid of as a Lycan, though?
Stuns. OD.
Yeah. Well, they banned out Leshrac.
Yeah.
That's a very common counter.
Yeah, but we've seen a few Leshracs.
We've seen two, and one of them actually was from Newbee. And they did win with that.
It won with it, right?
Yeah.
It like surprised the hell out of them. They were like, oh god, we don't actually have any way to stop this, and he just ran them down. Yeah.
Then Complexity played it against LGD in a game that when I watched the VOD while I was eating my McDonald's, it was
at 1 a.m.
It was a winnable game.
All right, Queen of Pain is the last ban there for Newbee. Now LGD, they won because they had the team fight going, they won because they were fast, and they won because they can push hard. Yeah. Do you feel like these three aspects need to be covered again this draft?
Yeah, the basic tenets of a draft are, does winning a team fight eventually win you the game? Can you go high ground? and you have strong lanes. Like those are the very basic things that a drafter will look for.
So these so far are strong lanes.
Yeah.
But they cannot go high ground yet. They don't really have a lot of push.
They can't go high ground yet, but they have catch this time.
They have catch.
They have the ability to start a fight.
Okay.
You think about the number of times you see a fight won and nothing comes of it. You know, it's like the lanes aren't pushed in their favor. If they push buildings, it'll take too long and everyone will come back online.
Yeah.
That's what the key is. Like, it's not just about winning fights, it's about destroying their houses.
Do you take OD?
OD
By the way,
for Newbee?
I really like the straight up Rubik pick. Even though it lost last game, I think the third pick Rubik denies a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I think OD's good. He's good against, for Newbee, he's good against illusions. FCCC likes him.
LGD is invincible.
Well, they haven't 2-0'd every series that they played, so
no.
Hey, they're bulletproof.
I believe that is a lie. Good luck to them.
They're still in.
Yep,
they're up a game.
They are up. They've got their foot in the final already, so 1 foot.
Yeah, but Newbee has come back from
1-0
deficits twice now.
Yeah. Not in the TI Grand Final, William. They went down 3-0, didn't they?
Right, LGD. We still have decided that they need a team fight and they need push.
Yeah, they need an offlaner that doesn't get absolutely wrecked by Razor.
All right.
Maybe they don't even care about that much. I've seen Liquid, for example, pick DK and Razor, not really care about it too much.
When we still have Tidehunter in the pool, do you feel like that's a good option?
I don't think he's good against the Razor.
No. Then again, there's not a lot of heroes that are good against Razor, right?
You need more, you have a lot of single target right now on the side of LGD. You need some AoE.
Offlane puck.
Just do it again. Enigma Part 2.
Why Jakiro? Just for the AoE?
Yeah, clear against PL. Really nice lanes.
Yeah.
Good harass.
Helps push buildings a little bit.
And long range disable for Witch Doctor?
There you go. Hero that's won an awful lot here.
Yep.
And a great pick.
Yeah.
I guess if the Razor static links, you just spin him in the air and everybody walks away a little bit, waits till it breaks, and then walks back in.
Yeah.
It's also nice against what Newbee could potentially do if they were thinking of taking the Omni or something like the Terrorblade, which is good against the PL because when you reflect, it creates the Doppel illusions as well. You deny that option. So obviously, Brew clears the TV illusions quite nicely, and if you're Omni, you just get tossed up into the air.
Can't do anything.
Could, for LGD, could they put PL mid and then have still a Lycan there again?
I think they could put Lycan mid more easily than PL mid.
I like PL mid.
But yeah, it's okay. Definitely okay. I guess it depends what you'd be up against.
Yeah.
They don't have to run Lycan. He's just really, really, really good. They could take... I guess they could kind of do with some... Let me see, they've got decent stuns. Their catch so far is basically hope that Rubik gets a blink and Brew gets a blink, I guess.
Hey, Brew's sick. They needed more, just more control overall, more team fight.
Yeah, it's a great pick.
They had too much single target. Now they've got some AoE.
And another hero that's hard to kill. PL and Brew, both hard to kill. I think that's good.
This draft feels like a real struggle for both teams. They're both taking into their bonus time so heavily already in this phase.
Sven.
Ooh, go for the Sven.
I feel like he's one of those heroes that I always think of him as like, oh, it's all right, guys, because he's got cleave, so he'll counter PL. And for a while, that always seems to be okay. But then eventually it gets to the point where PL doesn't really give a damn about Sven and just kind of swallows him. And the missed chance from Brew as well is going to be annoying for him.
Tusk is the last ban going for LGD.
Yeah, they think it's offlane Sand King.
Are you not thinking it's offlane Sand King?
I think there's a pretty decent chance, in this game especially.
The Newbee fans are definitely out here in the crowd today.
Yeah.
Some LGD ones as well. We saw the posters.
Yeah.
Good to see.
Indeed.
I mean, LGD as a franchise, if you want to call it, has been around for such a long time, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
it's such a staple of Chinese Dota. It's like,
Lao Ganjie.
Is that what it means?
Long enough for me to actually know the way to say it in Chinese.
Wow.
I think Lao Ganjie, something like that.
Sure.
Lumi.
Lumi, how do you say LGD? Like the Chinese pronunciation.
Is it?
Say it again. Lao Ganjie.
Lao
Okay.
Ganjie.
There you go.
It's a soy sauce.
Oh, it's a soy sauce.
That's what it is. I thought it was. I thought it was a hot sauce company.
Will thought it was a hot
company.
sauce, but you say soy sauce or rice company. It's something, okay.
It's some kind of food.
We're not trying to be
brand.
racist. It genuinely is one of those things, okay?
All right.
We're not just like, oh, it's a Chinese sponge, probably rice. That's not what we're saying.
We have the OD ban last there for Newbee. That kind of indicates that they are expecting that PL to go safe lane and still are looking for a maybe hero. Storm Spirit is still in the pool. If they are expecting, we have not a lot of catch, so there's kind of
that is a team fighty lineup right there at a Newbee.
And that is something, I mean, they did have the Tidehunter previous game, but I feel like they have a lot more, they look a lot sturdier, if you will.
Oh,
ooh,
wow.
Tinker. That gets an applause here.
Okay.
Right, Will, do you wanna discuss LGD? What do they? What's their skit?
I think there's still somewhat limited catch for Tinker. Just get your Tinker online, stack camps for him, play the dual off lane, roam FY wherever he feels like, because he's going to be able to match the timing of both supports on the enemy side.
Okay. How about Newbee?
They have a team fight lineup. They have to force team fights.
All right.
Have to force team fights and win them. That's it.
All right, let's find out if we are going to have a clean sweep here in the semifinals, or if Newbee can force it to a third game. Over to our commentary team of Luminous and Lyrical.
Thank you so much, Shiver. My goodness gracious, Lumi. It's going to be a maybe Tinker to potentially finish off this game. What do you think about the drafts? Anything really stand out to you?
Well, I know there's a lot of strategy talk from the panel, but I'm going to just fanboy a bit. We got the FY Rubik. When's the last time we've seen that? We got the Kaka Sand King. We see that every day, but you know, good to see it again. One of his best heroes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but FY Rubik, man, he used to be the best, and he doesn't play anymore. But now the stars have aligned.
He got to play yesterday. He put on a really good performance with it.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the few times we've actually been able to see him go back for it nowadays.
What is this set, dude?
Isn't it the Sunken Relic? Isn't that the thing that you get with this one?
He's just got some wavy energy thing going on.
Ethereal Gem. That's what it looked like there on the little staff. Bleak Hallucination. FY Fanboy Queuing. Apparently you gave that one to him. But
question is, why is he not using my Rubik set? That's the important question I need to ask.
I think we'll leave that to his viewer's imagination. Anyways, but yeah, a couple other things to talk about here. You know, you got this Brewmaster, a hero that hasn't been seen a ton recently. It's been banned out a decent amount. And going against the Sven, the panel touched upon the mischance, but there's also the Dispel of the Warcry.
Yes, there is. And you could just toss him up. Brewmaster used to be the prototypical Sven counter. This is quite a Brewmaster game, in my opinion.
Chalice able to punish here a little bit. They want to get some extra damage onto Mugi. There's going to be a pickup of the rune, and well, it looks like they're going to leave it for the moment. They actually decide to turn. They get the lift back yet again. They're going to be able to find themselves another clap coming in from the Brew, and they also can level up Laser if they want to, but Mugi just going to be zoned completely out of his own freaking jungle.
Yep. Maybe have to use that TP to get back mid, but no harm, no foul for him. And even get the better block.
So back in the day, when I was doing a ton of Chinese Dota casting, some of my favorite matchups were the SCCC Invoker versus a maybe Tinker, or sometimes it would go the other way around. This type of game, though, it feels like maybe has a hero that's going to be able to get more out of control than a Razor.
Yeah, they're going to be strong at different stages of the game where, I mean, Razor, he is going to be amped up pretty much 15 minutes in the game, finisher, power treads, drums, you know, maybe a Yasha or a Dragonlance, and you're looking to take the fight and pressure the Tinker. Tinker kind of going the opposite direction. You're looking to kind of hunker down for the first 15 minutes and then take over the late game. So both players going to shine, but really a drastically different stages of the game.
Well, then the question is going to be, what can you get done with that timing window that you're going to be able to get, as we do see top lane, Mookie running into some issues with this Brewmaster in lane. A dual aggressive lane with FY being in tow.
Uh-oh.
Kaka, Sand
That's
King,
a courier kill.
able to find it. Burrow, he needs to get into range. The Burrow, God, it hurts.
I think he needed to do that way earlier because the courier has higher movement speed than the Sand King with boost.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Is he still going for it? No.
Oh, he's thinking about it. Yeah, and in fact, they're even going to hide the courier over there just to be sure, but I'm sure Kaka's going to be kicking himself after that.
I mean, that might seem like a small thing. You get that courier kill, you win mid, like hands down, and it's such a big thing.
Kaka just going to sort of shuffle his way back over here towards the bounty runes. FY being chased by Faith, but will be able to pick up one of his own and give Kaka a little punch on the back way.
I guess he was going home anyways.
Yeah. So 2 minutes in, laning stage, Chalice leading the way. They are going to be able to find one stun. They're going to have a second one to follow it up afterwards as well. And now Faith to follow with the slow. Brewmaster taking a lot of damage. FY, the turn, it's not enough. In fact, Kaka looks like he's going to get away from there.
So FY TP back in when he was almost at base, and now he has to walk to base. This is like the...
Wow, yeah.
He had no mana after he completed the TP back in. And honestly, that was just a careless mistake by Chalice because the Fable that we saw FY thrown out, that was just a pretty telegraph move telling that, hey, I'm going to go back to base anyways. And despite of that, Chalice was in a very kind of forward position and just got caught. And now both of them are being heavily punished as a result.
Yeah, and this wave is pushing towards the Newbee side of the map, so Chalice is going to be zoned out for a while. And as you said, it's not just that FY has to walk all the way back, but then he has to walk all the way back to lane again, too. So
it's uphill both way with snow. it's rough out there.
Yeah, it's hard out there for the old man, absolutely. So Chalice going to be zoned out for a little bit, still able to have a decent time. Down bottom, KP on his Tidehunter has already gotten up to level 4. And is having himself a nice little game.
Yeah, that's kind of the one thing that Newbee's really getting out of this, is that Tide's going to be pretty much free farm. Xnova can't really do too much to harass them. They have pretty much 0 kill potential on this Tidehunter unless he's very low in health, which I don't see them being able to harass KP now.
Yeah, and now you look at it, they're winning all 3 lanes. Just that one sort of rotation in, and it ends up being a pretty big problem. KP can eat a Maledict and a Lance, and then walk away. So considering that there is going to be, like you were talking about, the timing window where the Razor is stronger than the Tinker, and they're also starting out with at least a slight lead into these lanes, are you at all worried about LGD at this point, or do you think that they can sort of weather the storm?
I'm quite worried, because it's not just the SCCC Razor that's going to scale in the early to mid-game, but also the Sven, right? Sven is one of those carries that once you give him 2 items, so we're talking about like Mask of Madness, Echo Saber, or maybe Mask of Madness plus Blink, he gets to affect the map in a big way as well. So I feel like Newbee could compound their early game advantage and just take it right into LGD. And if you look at the early game of LGD, Tinker doesn't do a whole lot, PL doesn't do anything, and Brewmaster needs his Blink, which, as we saw just now in the top lane, Chalice just died. So I do feel like Newbee has a very strong momentum going right now that could just let them run over LGD in about 10 minutes.
Well, and we'll have to watch for that type of move if it's something that they want to go for. LGD obviously have some team fighters going on. Brewmaster at level 6 is just a real menace, and we've talked about the effectiveness that he's going to have against the Sven, particularly before BKB, which Sven does not want to go for early.
True.
There's a stack here as well, which maybe you win a fight up in the top lane, Tinker comes in, you're able to clear through it. It's a possibility.
I do think that one of the reasons why we've seen Brewmaster be as strong as he has been lately is that teams have been kind of going away from stuns. I think there might be a fight top, Kaka.
Yeah, they get him there for the moment. Newbee again, just going to try and force them back. We'll see if FY realizes that there's wards in this area or not, but that's a pretty big stack at this point in the game.
Yeah, Sven will be looking to clear that one up. But yeah, I was going to say that drafts have been kind of going away from stun-heavy lineups, which allows Brewmaster to get off that split pretty much guaranteed in a lot of these team fights. But if you look at this game, you got Burrow Strike, you got Stormhammer, you got the Ice Path follow-up. If Chalice doesn't have that Blink, and if he's in a poor position, he could just die straight up before he get off his ultimate.
Oh, another stun there, bringing him a little bit lower. And that ward placed by FY is within sentry range, so Newbee, if they head around the corner of that tree, they will be able to get this D ward here. It's just outside of range.
All right, now they do.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, LGD still in the area. They see more stacks in the jungle. I mean, Tinker has gone for 3 points in March. Do you think about trying to make some type of a gank attempt there as KP found here in the bottom lane? They're going to go for the March. It's kind of angled in an awkward position, so KP's able to outrun it. And it's going to be able to get away for them.
Maybe it's like, man, I played a super strong gank Mirana game last game. Let's rotate on the Tinker, but not the same effect here. Fave's going to get picked off.
And now, maybe makes that rotation in. We talked about the potential for it. They're going to try and clear through that. This is huge.
This is a very risky move, but he is going to try to catch up off of this, and I think he might be able to get it.
Yeah.
Kaka's going to come around and maybe go for a big burrow strike to KS all of them.
Now Fade Bolt used as well, and he's going to go for the Sandstorm. A little bit scary, but maybe. Very low HP, finishes it all off, gets about 500 gold into his coffers.
Yep. And now here comes
SC.
If
he's going to spot him, they're going to be able to almost find it. Maybe they pull him away, barely able to live through that.
It's only level 2 on the Plasma field.
Oh, and now they're walking into the Lion's Den a little bit. SC is going to static link up here, maybe needing to back away, and he is going to be able to find another Plasma field. Kaka thinking about diving here with the burrow. They're going to get the slowdown with the Lance. That movement speed nerf coming into Tinker, it might be enough to catch him out, and they're trying to slow the burrow strike. They're going to need to find another slow as well, barely able to escape. They're thinking about diving almost for the tier 3 SC. Goodness. Not going to do it.
This is actually so not worth for Newbee. They chased so long, and they got nothing out of that one. But I guess at the same time, Tinker and PL weren't farming either. So
Tinker needs more nerfs, clearly. Movement speed. Let's get it.
I want to say that Kaka could have gotten that burrow strike like across the tree line or something, but obviously he doesn't know, which way Tinker was walking. So
yeah. Really good play as well by the PL to get those slows. Otherwise, that was definitely going to be a kill. As Chalice finds themselves KP, they're going to pop the ulti as well. Kaka comes in a bit too late, and if they want to, they're going to be able to find the lift up there. Get the damage onto KP. He's a very tanky and hard to kill off hero. And instead, they're going to have to turn their sights onto Kaka, the level 3 Sand King, who's taken some more damage from this one. And now thinking about turning this around again. SC is here, all the heroes in the area. No more Brew Split. They get the lift. They're going to find the push away, and, well, FY still maybe in some trouble. They're not going to be able to do it.
So if we could switch back to the CS chart real fast, I just want to point out that SCCC has played the mid lane really well. Before his double rotation to the top and to the bottom now, he was actually up on CS over the Tinker by about 10 to 15, which is huge in a mid lane matchup. But ever since his double movement, which honestly has done nothing, I felt like maybe has actually caught up quite a bit. And going back to the point that I made earlier, this is the time for Razor to shine. And unfortunately, his rotation has not net them anything. He hasn't really shoved down the mid lane either. So I do feel like SCCC has been wasting the Razor potential a little bit early on.
That's tough, and that's sort of why you see that movement in and almost chasing to the tier 3 towers. They so desperately want to make something happen with that hero, and it's just really hard to make it happen when LGD are playing around it well.
It's one of those things where if he has gotten those kills, I'll be definitely singing a very different song. But like, oh yeah, great play SCCC. He's rotating, he's affecting the map. But the fact that he hasn't been doing so, it's a little bit rough. The Sven though is still very big. And I do imagine he's going for some sort of Mask of Madness. Can we check his second item choice? Looks like it's going to be an SMY. So no blink just yet. Just having faith in the fact that Sand King as well as TIE Hunter is going to be doing the proper initiation.
And he's going to clear through this Ancient stack. It is still a 3,000 gold lead right now for Newbee.
Sure.
And that's not to be underestimated as KP makes the move in. He does have a Ravage available if they wanted to use it. The rest of Newbee is coming this direction. They don't have God Strength. And, in fact, they're going to have to back out now. Sand King's there. It's a little bit scary for them to stick around. Ame, they're maybe going to find him. They're looking for it. Burrow. They find Chalice. They're going to force out the ultimate, and that's probably just to keep him alive. In fact, they might be able to do something on Akaka. They're going to lift up the Tide Hunter, send away the Earth Panda and, well, just make a little bit of extra space.
I think this pacing of the game has been very good for LGD. They're just kind of running around the map a lot, essentially trading farm. Yes, Mugi is very farm, but there's not much they could do about that. What they are doing a very good job, LGD, is getting their own. Like Tinker is getting farm, and PL slowly but surely is also getting a little bit. Although if he gets caught here,
oh, scary stuff indeed. They're coming in, and there's the Ice Path. They get the Ravage as well. They're both gone. Great play there. They take down Kaka, but losing Tinker hurts.
I think Brewmaster was actually looking to teleport bottom. That was a very long TP. Had he teleported like to base, he would have completed a TP before the KP Ravage came out. But good win here by Newbee.
Well, and looking at Tinker's items again, you know, right before you get into this, he finished the Boots of Travel at least before he went down.
That's a big thing.
FY, Stormhammer to turn it, ends up stealing Plasma Field. We'll get one more off before he goes down. Oh, he won't be able to, not enough mana. But Newbee starting to take advantage. You were talking about that need to get stuff done, and they're making it happen. Although, again, maybe is going to be there, and Tinker doing what he does best.
Being annoying.
Yeah.
That's what Tinker does best. I mean, they might have gotten a couple of kills, but they need to translate it into objectives. And having Jakiro really helps.
Oh, more damage now onto SC. They're almost able to bring him down the march. Whoo! The skin of his teeth. And they're just going to get a nice little value shrine there as well. Brewmaster's also getting to his Blink Dagger. That timing window, it's getting scary, even though Newbee is continuing to accelerate and farm.
Yeah. So this lead is looking like pretty big for Newbee, but you got to keep in mind that most of that lead is concentrated onto the Sven. And what that means is that if Sven gets thrown up in the air, who cares if you have a 5k goal lead when he's holding like 3 to 4k of it, right? Like that goal lead is not going to be important in that fight because Sven is not participating in that fight. So that's going to be LGD's goal. If they ever get into a fight, you throw that Sven up and you essentially erase that goal lead instantly.
Well, March of the Machines out yet again. Brewmaster has his ultimate. He's going to get stunned there for a moment, but they can just kind of walk at these towers. Down bottom, there is still action going on as they're trying to push out that creep wave by Newbee. They've already taken the tower, and Mugi going to try and keep his farm going as they get the top tier 1. Level 7 FY. They spot Kaka. And waiting for him to go back up. Top lane, there's some damage on the KP. Looks like they might still be going for a little bit of damage. They stole Sandstorm by the Rubik. And bottom lane, they are bringing him very low very quickly. SC shows up, wants to turn this one. They still have the Brew Split going, but FY is going to die. And Kaka looking to try and escape from this one. They get the Hurl Boulder, one more hit. Chalice slowed, is it going to be enough? They're trying to get him, but the Stormhammer comes out. Kaka going to be able to turn that one again and get the kill. Meanwhile, PL going for the Battle Fury build. Faith in some trouble. Witch Doctor ultimate, and he's gone. As Tinker is going to show up and force back KP again.
Normally, I'm a big hater of the Battle Fury build, but I feel like this is the game to do it. Because generally, I don't think you want to be fighting as PL this early stage of the game. You don't want to be fighting where Razor and Sven is very strong. In fact, you want to kind of delay their timing, wait out their timing. So the way I see LGD winning this game is in a ultra late game situation. So if you're not looking to fight anyways, then the Diffusal Blade gets a lot less value, whereas the Battle Fury build becomes much better. So I definitely agree with Ame's item choice.
Well, and keeping those side lanes pushed out continuously. As far as Tinker is concerned, getting towards that Blink Dagger, still about a bit over 1,000 gold to go for it. If you're Sven, we've talked about the danger of a Tinker laser onto him. You've talked about the danger of the Brewmaster. Do you think about going for a BKB early after the Sanjin Yasha?
It depends on the trust of his teammates, right? Like if Sandking could keep getting these kind of initiation as they're doing right here, then he gets to skip pretty much all of his items and go straight into the BKB and look to win with that BKB.
Right.
If the initiations aren't coming along, then he might need to get a blink for himself.
Anchor Smash Sullen, and both of the offlaners going to die at various points around the map.
Even the Death Ward being committed.
Oh, and now Newbee realizing that there's an opportunity here. They're going right in for Roche. This is a big play if they can make it happen. The DD on Sven is what's enabling this. And
there's
LGD
no vision.
Doesn't have an idea.
Yeah, there's no vision. There's no wards anywhere seeing that Newbee just walked in. I don't know if they smoked in or not, but it's not going to get detected.
Now they're
teleporting in, but it's going to be too late. Mugi's going to take it.
They scan, and there's going to be the Aegis picked up. Really good as well that all of the lanes were pushing in at the same time for Newbee, so is able to sort of hide that rotation into the Roche pit.
Oh, FY is going to get caught here. They pop the drums here. FY, Blink Burrow Strike.
He's gone yet again. Newbee starting to pick up steam and build off the momentum that they've already taken in this game.
The Stinker needs to go the extra mile to now delay the game, but without his Blink Dagger, he can't really do it very safely because there's a Blink Sanking on the map. Hold that thought here, top lane Cape. He's going to pop the Ravage just to save himself, but does he even save himself? That's the question. He's running away with the hood usage.
Yeah.
It looks like he'll be okay.
And in fact, they need to get out right now because this could turn in a very quick second, and yeah, they're going to retreat away. They're fine.
Well, that's a pretty big win, I say, for LGD, right? Because you just got the Ravage essentially for free.
Yeah. You could say that for sure. And Chalice being chased down by SC here. He's forced to pop the ulti, so even though you get the Ravage, it still ends up being a little bit of a different one. Although they do have Blink Dagger on the Tinker. Yeah, they're not going to try and do anything here. It's just a runaway. Maybe one more lift up before they go.
I do say that I think the Ravage is a bit more important for Newbee because Newbee is the one that needs to be pushing for high grounds now. So having the Ravage available is quite key.
Tinker wards. Kaka spots him in there with vision. Not something they're going to need to be wary of. Battle Fury done right now. 18 minutes on the PL as he pushes out bottom.
Yep. Going straight into a Shadow Blade. Pretty standard transition for PL. Just allows them to be very safe, split pushing, but also gives you the ability to transition into a Silver Edge down the line to counter that Kraken Shell from the TIE Hunter.
Meanwhile, the jump for Burrow Strike, they've been able to find him. Chalice in trouble, and he's gone. That being said, FY does a lot of damage here, and well, stealing the Burrow does some more to KP. The cast not going to bounce anywhere. But the March of the Machines and the spam out coming from LGD might be able to force them back again. Another chance there. Tier 2 tower down.
This is a Newbee timing that I was talking about. They're going to just take all of these outer towers, be much stronger than the LGD heroes. And I think they're looking to take another tier 2 before going home to heal up. They are relatively low in HP.
That Urn coming into play now and making a lot of impact. Yeah, he's going to be found, and that's an easy kill there. Newbee with the slight fake back. You know, it is still all of these heroes farming away, but the question is, are they going to be able to deal with the push when it comes from Newbee? This is becoming a stronger and stronger timing as the BKB is out for Razor.
Yeah, I think they're looking to just win the game with these BKB purchases.
Ooh, they went Blink on Sven.
Okay. So I think with this Blink on Sven, they're looking to take the Brewmaster entirely out of the fight, right? I do think that LGD could only win a fight if the Brewmaster gets the split off.
They find themselves the Tinker again. All these heroes in the area and maybe in trouble, going to drop.
Why did he BKB for that?
Not sure, but
that's a...
He might have been going
Miskey?
down. They could have been jumping on him, and that's why.
That's a 10-second BKB, though. That's pretty big.
Yeah, and Tinker will be back up before they're able to take the fight again because of that. So that's something to consider. But still, slowing down the Tinker always good. Newbee, 10,000 gold lead at 20 minutes in. It doesn't feel as insurmountable as it was last game because you have this Tinker, you have the PL. The late game feels secure for LGD if they can get there.
Yep.
Their classic name and credo of come high ground.
Like Gaudi. That's sometimes a joke name for LGD. Come to our high ground, which Mugi says, okay.
Now they pull him back in, though. Maybe a bit of a dangerous one. They get the Burrow Strike to try and turn it. FY, the damage is there. Ravage connects onto 3. They're able to steal not Ravage. It was a Gush instead. And that's the ulti popped as well for the Brewmaster. A lift up there onto 1, and well, continuing to get the outspam going.
They dumped a lot to actually kill that Brewmaster. He ends up getting off his split anyways, but the split's going to end. And Good split pushing here from Ame. That's going to force at least a Sanking back. Again, the name of the game here for LGD is just a delay. And hopefully Tinker and PL could outscale.
Well, Ame runs into KP there. There's going to be a quick gush, and the doppelganger away. The slowdown, the ice path, not going to be there.
Very nice rush here to one of the creeps.
And Aegis expires. So LGD wait out the first timing of Newbee. Still, it is a big mountain to climb. That net worth graph is going to be very, very tilted towards the Newbee way.
Now, for the most part, LGD is going to be kept in their base. And the game now becomes, well, first of all, don't get caught. But second of all, how does your 2 core get out of the base and get farmed? Because they won't win this game by sitting in their base. Right. They don't have like a super carrier like Medusa or something like that. They need to have the Sinker and this PL kind of run Mission Impossible missions outside and get farmed.
Well, and that's where that Tinker ward there on the left side of the map ends up making so much of a difference. Having Kaka Sand King, a hero that's great at pushing out waves, as well as finding Tinker later on.
Yep.
All these things end up becoming more and more vital. But Tinker ward placed up there as well.
They're placing all these Tinker wards. Oh, man.
The classic.
Maybe hasn't really been found by those Tinker wards, so, you know.
All right, another smoke out now. LGD knowing that they need to do something, and KP could be the target down here bottom where he's just standing in the creep wave. Now, they have the blink on the Rubik to be able to pull him back in. There's the pull, maybe gets him. Kraken Shell proc, the Phantom Rush forward, able to find, able to slow, and Newbee in some trouble with KP. Most likely going to be going down here. Yeah, they got more than enough damage. That's a kill.
KP, a player that's really known to aggressively be pushing on his own like that. Sometimes you run the double bluff, like the whole team is hiding behind him.
Yeah.
But LGD called him out on that one and be like, yeah, you got nut, buddy. You're just farming.
Maybe you think about a gem at this point if you're Newbee, or possibly, I mean, either one, honestly.
I think the Newbee gem is a lot more warranted because you're ahead, you're map controlling anyways. Having a gem to kind of really cement that map control is really nice.
Oh, this ward here by the Radiant might be enough to spot out SC.
Yeah.
And FY now in vision as well. They're going to be able to get the Stormhammer, try and turn. Burrow Strike there from Kaka. Gets the Sandstorm off as well. The lift, the turnaround. Kaka's dead. FY's still living. Yeah. They lifted up the Razor through this as well. The rest of Newbee hesitant to come in and take this fight as well. As the chase is continuing, they're finding SCCC, forces out the BKB when he's already down to about a third HP. And now the slow, now the catch. KP has a Ravage, I believe, as they're thinking about chasing this one. X-Nova on the other side, able to get the stun now onto the Sven. Another Storehammer stolen, but they do take down that Witch Doctor.
Tide's still coming in. He has Ravage available, and they're looking for FY. FY, Stormhammer is back. Looks like he will get dropped down. Nice stun, but won't be able to do too much from it. Now Chalice gets an Urn on him, so he can't blink. He actually can't use his ultimate either. He's going to get brought down.
Triple kill for Mugi. No buybacks on these heroes, and, well, it's still the cores that live, but it's a scary time right now for LGD.
It was a pretty nice start of the fight for LGD where they were able to get like 1 or 2, but then I think they stayed a little bit too long, and because they saw the tie coming in. And they gave him no respect whatsoever.
Yeah, it felt like they were trying to play around him the entire time, and it just didn't end up working out. And I believe that Urn, too, that you were talking about, ended up making a ton of difference in that one. So the cores sort of on parity as far as farm is concerned, but really it's these other heroes that are making up the difference there. This Tidehunter, who's well ahead of the Brewmaster by almost 4,000 gold, and then also the Sand King, who's well ahead of the Rubik.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the impact that these offlaners are bringing to the fights. Brewmaster, you're not even sure whether he could get off his ultimate because of how many stuns they're available on the side of Newbee. Whereas if you look over to the Tidehunter, regardless whether how many people he hit with his Ravage, you know the mech's going to be good. You know the pipe's going to be good. So almost guaranteed KP's impact is going to be vastly superior for the team.
The one nice part about this for LGD was they got a couple of D wards there as SC has the Aghanim Scepter completed.
Okay.
I want to finish.
That's going to be their push.
Absolutely. Stun comes out. Maledict there as well. Forces him back. Bottom lane is being pushed in by the PL yet again. And that is a good bit of damage onto the Tier 2 tower.
LGD's walking a very tight row here, but I think they're holding on. I mean, their Tier 3 is suffering a ton of that damage, but it hasn't gone down yet.
I mean, that's the thing that's so scary about it, right, is that they have to do everything perfectly. If they make one little mess up, Newbee take everything.
Yeah. They haven't messed up yet. At least not too big. Of course, they are still down by 16K. They are still down Aegis. Still down Cheese.
They're down a lot.
Yeah.
It's hard out here for some LGD folks. As Newbee, they have that Aghanim Scepter, and, well, the other item that was picked up was the gem for the Jakiros. They can try and shut down this vision that has allowed LGD to take fights.
I do want to say if they could withstand one more round of Aegis Cheese push with the BKB timers going down, I could see LGD coming in and winning it late.
It starts to get easier from here.
Yes,
this is the hardest part.
This is the hardest part. And let's see if this Newbee catch will come through.
They're looking. They're trying to find it. Ame has the Shadow Blade still. I don't know. This one should have been revealed last time.
Can we check if the Dire support have detection? They have a gem on Sand King.
Yeah.
So.
Although he's just going to push out this wave again. That's the thing that's kind of unfortunate about this for Newbee, is that they're kind of going as 4 or 5 to keep the waves push out because they're afraid of getting picked off.
Yep. All right, it's going to be just shoving down mid. Is that the play here?
I guess. All of Newbee is outside of their base. Or rather, all of LGD is outside their base. They're coming back now. Chalice, found for the moment. Maybe. Oh my goodness. Real close there. Mookie almost got him, but they do get the Tier 3 tower. Glyph coming a second too late. SC Aghanim still working here. There's a cask bouncing, and Burrow Strike off the mark. They get the lift up, able to turn it back around.
Oh my God.
FY, the beautiful play. And now the lift up onto Moogie. He's controlled for the moment as well. Can they make anything else happen? While this is going on, they're also taking barracks up in the bottom lane. PL is just going to hit away at this tower, and the rest of Newbee can't get away right here.
If they could cancel some TP, that's going to be a big win. Of course, they still got to respect that Ravage. Blink forward with the clap. They're trying to slow people down. They got Burrow Strike. That's going to be on 2.
Making it happen.
Coming back in with a cast. They're going to get at least 1 Jakiro kill. Chalice might die here, but still, it's going to be a big win. Ravage is going to be spent, but Ty's going to go down as well.
They stole Ravage. It doesn't matter.
Oh
SC is
my
get out
God.
of there.
They're going to follow SCCC. That BKB is going to be ending soon. FY blinking forward. I don't know if he has enough mana. Yes, he does. The Ravage is going to be there. They're going to win the Siva. No, the cheese from SCCC. FY running ring around the rosy bit. SCCC still in a lot of trouble. Maybe out of mana as well, but it's going to be enough for one more Razor. They defend. They hold high ground. They've gotten the Tier 3. They just traded. LGD says, like Audi, motherfuckers, we defended. Let's show you what the high ground China is all about. Holy shit.
This is a 7,000 gold swing off of that
insane.
one play. That was so well played by everybody.
Remember what we said? It gets easier from this point, right? That was Aegis, that was Cheese, that was multiple BKB being used. Holy shit, this is one of the most immaculate defense I've seen in a while.
And like the thing that was a little bit of a flub there with the Sand King, you got to call it out. He just missed. And then Rubik, they get the lift up. They're able to turn it back around. 2 huge Burrow Strikes. One kills Kaka. The other is able to force back the others. And you can recognize Moogie. He feels like he has to go back in there to defend. But at the end of the day, he couldn't catch PL either.
Yeah. I mean, I just wish we have instant replay capability.
Oh, we'll see the replay afterwards
sure,
for the panel, I'm sure, no matter what happens.
Sand King blinked in and got lifted straight up. So FY was either much faster or clicked the telekinesis on the Sand King first. He stole the Burrow Strike after, and he stole Ravage.
Yeah.
I mean, I hyped up FY Rubik, right? Like, this guy is the real deal.
He's pretty solid. He's good at Dota. And now, like you said, a tougher and tougher go. There's still a Tier 1 tower standing in the mid lane, but they've taken the Tier 3 on the other side, so they can start looking towards shrines as well. Scary stuff ahead for Newbee.
I saw somebody working towards a heart. Did you catch a... Was it Sven?
I would imagine it would be the PL, but...
Okay.
Radiance on the Brewmaster is going to be the look eventually. The scary part about this, too, though, is that LGD, you get amped up after that fight. You feel like you've taken re-control of the game. Newbee is still up 8,000 gold.
Yeah, they're not out of the woods yet.
No, this is by no means over or anything like that. But it is a hold.
Especially with things like the Aghanims on Razor, of course, God's Strength on Sven. You can just lose like 2 racks very quickly. So LGD has one good hold. But here's the thing. They have Ravage for a minute or so. Yeah, there you go. So, you know, maybe they could go for a smoking. Oh, shoot, he just blinked out for something. Rubik?
Oh, he's trying to clear through that. He's got a TP.
Okay. He's just messing with him.
Cool as a cucumber, as always.
And yes, you were right, PL going for the heart.
And while this is going on, again, pushing out this top lane, going to send forward those illusions. Ame constantly keeping Newbee hemmed within their base. And just look at the way that the map has changed here. You know, Newbee is now the ones that are having to stay on their side of the map, and LGD can actually go out and farm for themselves.
All right, so Chalice, within the last, 5 minutes, has switched his item choice for 3 times.
Yeah.
Started Radiance, went to AC, and go with the Aghanim Scepter. Anything that kind of stood out to you that you liked more, I guess, between the 3?
Well, Radiance is always, it looks really nice, but I think that they're feeling right now, we just need to, the Drunken Haze being able to be used from the Storm Panda is probably the nicest part about it.
I think this is one of the rare games where I definitely agree with the Aghanim Scepter. Normally, it just feels like it's a lot of gold for very little, payback.
Oh, wait a minute. We've got another rotation in here from Newbee as they are all smoked up and looking for an opening. LGD, they're backing out.
How many seconds left on the Ravage steal on Rubik? I know it's really low now.
It's scary. Burrow strike to get him. And Mugi, they're going to end up finishing this kill.
Yeah, Ravage was used and gone.
All right, no more Ravage for FY. He's going to push out that wave and then get back in again.
This is a 4v5 defend without the Witch Doctor, which is a big part of, Maledict and Cask is key here.
Look at the damage, though, already. They pull back in the Razor, and he is in trouble if he sticks around too much longer. The Aghanim Scepter is there, but it's not really dealing that much damage, and now Eye of the Storm is over.
And that's it. That's a hold against a 4v5.
Now, that smoke, it is tough to work with. If you can't find it, Roche back up, 19 seconds. 33 minutes in, it's still a 9,000 gold lead for Newbee. But, the Orchid for Sven might make a difference as well.
Yeah, just gives them more and more catch potential. Because PL...
Ame walks into everybody, just going to run at SC. They bring in the Tinker as well. They need to be careful about this, though. Chalice now able to get off his ultimate. It's the BKB and the TP away for SC, and everybody else from Newbee is just getting the heck out of dodge.
That's actually a very strong disengage by Newbee, because they committed a Bruce Split, and all they got was the Jakiro out of the deal, so pretty good. And finally, I think LGD will be able to get that tier 1, 34 minutes in the game.
So maybe Tinker with the Aghanim Scepter, and next going for the Force Staff, apparently. Just wants to stay alive. Mugi, stun onto 1, but now they find him. There's the lift, the Kaka turn. It's not there. The Ravage is out onto 3, though. They're going to have enough to bring them both down. The Yule Scepter lift up. FY going to try and escape from this, but it was never going to be enough. Ame decides to show up. The great ulti is going to come out as well in a second. They're doing a ton of damage there. X-Nova on the low ground. They're trying to jump away as well. Lasers are starting to really dismantle this lineup as Mugi is trying to chase. He takes down X-Nova, still in a lot of damage.
They got to be careful chasing into the PL with the heart and the Tinker in the backline as well. Now Mugi moving forward. Ame just giving vision. SCCC very low. Maybe he's going to grab a kill. Is he out of mana? He is. So I think the chase is about to be over. Tinker ports back in, but PL is not done yet. He's full mana pool. He's going on Mugi, making sure that blinks cancel. Here comes the Tinker. He's going to have the burst damage. Mugi's going to go down to all of this. They want KP as well. They're not done yet. They're chasing into the base. KP is going to get brought down very tanky into the tier 4s. I think he might survive. He'll pop the grease for himself.
And maybe he's out of mana. They need to get out of there. Yeah. Scary stuff, but a good re-engage, and now they've capped themselves the Tinker, the Ice Path follow-up. Ame goes back in. Epicenter onto 2. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to bring down Ame as well. It looks like the turn onto Faith. Ame trying to run. He's able to doppelganger away for the moment, and that regen coming back in as he has the Shadow Blade going.
They dust. But he's
still
so
walking,
fast.
And now the turn. He didn't get enough regen, I don't think. Ame, doppelganger into the high ground. Again, a runaway. The Ice Path just barely going to connect. But Chalice with the turnaround. The fight that never ends. They do end up losing Ame. So they bring down the PL.
They're going to chase this Earth Panda, right? I think they will.
Yeah, they can if they want to.
Kaka's going to get lifted.
FY's in the area too. This is scary stuff. He only stole Dual Breath though, a blink away, realizing it's a little bit too scary. And now Chalice with the blink. He didn't get to the low ground. FY again slow, again turn, again lift. And KP's still chasing, but there's the lift. And
oh my god. Saving Private Chalice. It's not over just yet, because KP's still coming, Kaka.
Yeah, he's
everyone blinks back out. that long chase did shave off a lot of the respawn time on that Tinker, which is critical because here comes the entire push. They need to buy back PL for this or they're losing racks. So the question now for LGD is how important is that racks? The 1 racks might not be important enough for the PL buyback.
They're thinking about it at the very least for the moment. And the Glyph at the last second. Tinker back up in 4. They're going to make Newbee commit for this. Chalice. All these heroes in the area, a blink away, doesn't want to get caught, and now the damage going to start to be dealt. They do still have, obviously, laser. It's pretty nice. The BKB comes out, though. They're able to catch on, too. This is going to be a second set of racks there. Look at the damage, though, coming out. Rubik was able to steal Fade Bow as well, able to take away the Ice Path. Faith running away. They're going to be able to catch him and run forward for more. FY doesn't quite connect there. Ice Path, obviously, such a great steal, and with Boots of Travel level 2, Tinker wants more, but not going to be able to find it.
Yep. That is super unfortunate for LGD. They made all the right play, but that one kind of long chase scuffle, what ended up happening is they were down 2 racks. Still, though, only a 10K lead for Newbee. I think when you have heroes like PO and Tinker, those 2 racks isn't absolute game over. I feel like LGD is still capable of winning this one, but
it got a hell of a lot harder.
Yeah, it got a lot harder.
And Newbee are looking in a pretty solid position. If they can take down Roshan, that feels a lot better for LGD. Level 25 on PL, which means he's going to get towards that crit talent eventually, if that's the route he decides to go. KP thinking about walking into this one. They've got a lot of damage. Chalice trying to break that initiation from going too far forward. He does have Split. He does have Aether Lens.
And an Aeon Disc on Brewmaster.
Oh yeah, Aeon Disc, that's what I meant, not Aether Lens. SC, still there. Mugi does have the stun if they wanted to go for it. He jumps in.
Oh.
Ice Path down as well. It's caught him down. The Aegis is on the ground. They're going to be able to pick it up. SC gets it. They got the Roach kill as well. LGD falling apart now. And, well, another laser out. Some more stuns. The Brews trying to run away. They might still be able to make this work, though, as Chalice trying to control and take down this Fen. He does not have the cleave. He's broken for the moment, so they're going to be able to turn onto this in a second. The Burrow Strike, it connects onto, again, that Witch Doctor brought down low. Ame wants to take down Mugi, though. He got the great Ravage to turn it. Is it enough? It's not going to be enough. Epicenter, Burrow Strike, it's a lot of magical damage. KP takes him down. It's Ame, though, who's too big, too bad, too out of control, as maybe's going to TP away. They burn through that Aegis, and Ame trying to run yet again. A second Burrow Strike through there. No Doppelganger. He's gone.
I do believe the Refresher Shard was consumed in the middle of that fight as well by Sven. I think he got to use his BKB as well as God Strength a second time, which was the reason why they did so much damage. And now Tinker, he's the only line of defense for that top push. That is going to be the last lane of racks. Mega Creeps, it's going to be a big problem for LGD, so you need to go back and start defending the top lane.
19-27 in a thriller so far. 10,000 net worth lead as Newbee going to try their very bestest to push and siege that Kasha. Oh, man.
Man, that tower's taking a lot of damage because of the Eye of Storm upgrade on the Aghanims. That's going to be Megas, I think.
Well, they're bringing back the Witch Doctor and the Rubik. Now, Kaka can still initiate if they want. Good blink away in some trouble. Not going to get caught. Okay. Another laser, another combo. BKB is out from SC. They're going to be able to force staff away, keeping him alive. Witch Doctor ultimate as well is there, but the jump forward, the laser, and the rockets might finally be enough as they got their sights on KP. And they're going to punch him in the face a few times as he's brought down here, I believe.
Okay, that low HP Greaves is giving him so much armor and regen.
Actually,
okay, there you go.
In the end.
I think when you're low HP, like below, I think 15% or something, you get 15 armor, a bunch of HP regen from the Greaves. So it's it made that chase a little hilarious, but it's all good.
Yeah. So 21-27 now, and even though it looks over and over again like Newbee are going to be able to close this one out, LGD sticking around and sticking with it.
Yep. I think the key issue in these fights is that for Newbee, there's a lot of heroes they need to be locking down. PL, for example, in the front line, the Brewmaster. Well, it used to be the Brewmaster. Now that he has got the Aeon Disc, I don't think you should be wasting any more spells on him anymore.
Right.
But all of this is allowing Maybe to output so much damage on the back line. I'd like to see Newbee put a little bit more emphasis finding that Tinker in the first place. But also just shows you how well Maybe has been playing this game. He hasn't really gotten caught too much.
Mugi has a Bloodthorn done. One of those things that can make all the difference in the world for bursting through these very survivable heroes.
Yep. And normally at this stage of the game, you have a Bloodthorn. They normally have BKBs or Manta styles on their carries, but because the new way of building the PL, like PL doesn't have Manta or BKB, right?
Yeah.
So you know it's going to be good if you find the real one. And same thing with the Tinker.
Yeah, maybe Aghanim Scepter, that Force Staff, it's one of the ways to try and create that separation that you need in this type of a game. Newbee looking for an opening onto this Tinker, but realized that it's going to be a bit too hard to find him there as the March of the Machines clears through the wave, and well, he's back home already. So big thing to watch for here now. Do Newbee still need to try and end this game? Are they getting to a point where they're comfortable going later and later?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not. I do feel like LGD still scales better because we're getting to the stage of the game where the Razor as a core doesn't scale that well. And for Sven, even though he's really stacked, he's still kiteable. So Newbee, despite their big lead, need to end the game. If you look at the Go graph, they're up 2 sets of racks. They're only up 9K.
Yeah.
So I don't know how comfortable they are with this lead.
Aghanim Scepter is done for the Sand King, and I believe that we do have the refresher either close to or done for the Razor. Yeah, he's close to getting it right now.
Want to save for buyback, which is very understandable for the state of this game.
And it's funny, I've cast so many of these Newbee's LGD games where it feels like it gets to this late stage and just so much action back and forth with Force Staffs all over the place, Glimmers, sometimes Lotus Orbs as it goes on. And it's a Shiva's Guard. That's the item choice for maybe. Another way to help clear out those waves and, well, of course, get that extra bit of vision that you want.
The thing is, you say you cast a lot of these games. You know, back in the day, casting Dota 1, the games used to be like this too. It's just kind of, I guess that's the one thing that never changed, and that's a nice thing. Like these games are fun to watch. It's always late game. It's always coming down to buybacks and huge plays. And we still don't know who's going to win this one. Of course, Newbees with a big lead, they just need to force one more mistake from LGD, but will that mistake happen?
Blink away there. They are trying to slow down and take down these shrines. Already the one in the Dire Jungle has been cleared out. They still have a shrine near the Roshan side on Radiant. But Newbee on the area with LGD as well. A DD rune down bottom could make a big difference here for Ame, who is just continuing to scale into an absolute madman.
It seems like Newbee, what they're waiting for is just a good pick of opportunity. If they find it, they probably could just force a high ground, especially with Refresher on the Razor. If they don't find the pick-off, then they go for the next Roche. The last Roche, it was kind of chaotic, and Newbee couldn't get all the right items on the right heroes, but if they get double Ravage, or even triple Eye of the Storm, you know.
Dual Scepter lift up. They found FY. Chalice, he gets stunned. They get the Bloodthorn off, but there's the Aeon Disc. That's a great play right there. FY is going to go down. They kill him through it. That item is still Garbo. Oh, my God.
I mean, it got a Ravage out, so I don't know if it's...
Yeah, I guess that's true, but, well, KP, no way to break that TP.
Yeah.
They lose 2.
Who's pink on the mid lane? Jakiro?
No.
It's fine.
Saving lives. Running away. But this is that moment again. 2 heroes down. They have buyback. You don't want to have to use it here as Faith is going to be punished. He gets found.
Glimmer Cape.
Well, Kaka maybe going to be able to make this turnaround happen, although Tinker is up on the high ground. They need to be careful. If he comes back into this, they're going to be able to bring him down so freaking quickly. Witch Doctor Ultimate is already used there as well. They take down Kaka, and Mugi just forced to run.
Ooh, FY had to commit his buyback for that. He was working towards Aghanim Scepter before that engagement. And now it looks like he's going to just settle for a 4-staff. But you can see how difficult it is for Newbee. Even though they found these picks, the waves are so constantly pushed. I think this is the stage of the game where PL and Tinker is truly taken over.
The scary thing is that Sand King's still, you know, a little bit from buyback, and it looks like LGD want to try and push here and at least test to see if they have him available. 600 gold away for the Sand King. SC there in the mid. Still so hard for them to get any type of solid initiation. Illusion's moving forward. And Tinker can keep the lanes pushed out.
By the way, I think we also gone to a stage of the game where if this PL isn't controlled by Mugi, he will just take over the fight. Like,
right.
Level 25, you got the talent where all your stuff crits. He does so much damage.
Yeah.
He's going for Nullifier. So looking to probably jump either on the Sven or even maybe on the Tide. And
X-Nova has that Lotus Orb also.
okay.
Over here on the side, LFY, or rather LGD, do have some vision. Ame's looking as well. He's got that Nullifier. You were talking about it, looking forward towards Mugi. This would be a great pickoff if they can get it. They're going to have a lift. There's going to be a Nullifier. It comes out right at the start. He's broken as well, muted, stunned, but he's going to be forced after away. Still alive for the moment. He's going to drop. No BKB out there, and now the call is go forward for more. Broken Tidehunter. He's going to be stunned. He's going to be ran down and gets the Ravage off. Maybe they can turn. They found the Tinker. He's fallen. Maybe is dead in just a second. They bring him down. Razor buys back. Maybe buys back. They turn on the Chiro. They take him down as well.
I mean, they spent all these buyback, but they're not doing anything with it. Critically, though, Tinker also bought back. So both teams now have new win conditions. If they can't find one of these very important core kills, all of a sudden the game could just be over. But here's the thing. Newbee's up 2 racks. It doesn't feel like it that they have the lead, right? It's LG that's slowly ramping up in this game. Roshan now is available.
Only that 2,000 net worth lead, and yeah, this Roche so important at this point.
Yep. So I guess that's going to be double split for LGD. The refresher shard not nearly as important.
You don't put it on Tinker?
Maybe not.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff that comes online. What's the cooldown on, oh wait, hold on, we're going to have to hold that thought. Newbee, they want to come and contest this one. They don't have Ravage, though. They don't have the ability to go in there and jump for it. FY is going to be controlled, though. A good Burrow strike through the stun onto 2. Can they get any more? They manage to pick down and take out the Aegis. Chalice going to try and TP away. He does get out. Ame controlled for the moment, though, trying to doppelganger away. He's stuck inside the base. They take down him through the Aegis. And now maybe up on the high ground, starting to deal out the damage. They don't have the checks and the gems on the ground. They decide to turn it back around, and they run away. The gem was on the ground.
Found Tinker!
The burst strike, but they got him. They got him muted. They got him controlled. The Force Staff to the low ground. Maybe able to play his way out of there. They're silenced on the PL, create all these illusions. He deceives. He turns it back around. KP controlled. They're starting to fall down. Doppelganger away. Everybody from Newbee's dead. They're taking them all down, and LGD might finally have done it.
How the hell did that Tinker... Oh, yeah, why is KP still alive? He Ravage? Can he blink out of here? He can't blink out of here. Oh, my God, he's still alive. Kraken Shell Talons, man. It's a hell of a drug. KP might still die.
He has a blink up again in a second.
TP?
Maybe he's chasing.
Yeah,
he jumps away. Oh, God, it hurts. It was looking so good.
How did maybe play out that one? He got Burrow Strike. He got muted. He's broken.
Yeah, I guess, did the Witch Doctor get there with the Lotus Orb?
He got a Force Staff.
Right, but I was wondering if it was his own Force Staff or it was somebody else's.
I don't know.
He might not have been muted there. But nonetheless.
We saw him muted. Tinker, I don't think they could actually mute the Tinker, right? There's no mute ability on Newbee, so.
KP,
anyways.
There's the jump, break, muted. He's muted, he's in trouble. And now the turnaround, maybe blinking in aggressively. And now the tower's starting to fall. No Sven for 60 seconds. They're draining away all of his HP, though, and starting to take him down. LGD in a position to assault high ground and start to take this down. 79,000 damage dealt by the Tinker over the duration of this game.
Newbee's about to get too old here by LGD. Okay, Ame making his illusions, now assaulting the other racks. Rack's still holding strong for now.
X-Nova's here as well. They've got the backup that they need. FY able to steal away an Ice Path. That's a pretty good ability to take in KP. He is stunned. He is killed. He is in trouble. He has buyback, though. Now, can they turn this back around? Sven up in 20.
Great Ice Path, landing a couple, but a better one here will find a Sand
they got
King.
Kaka. He's dead for 90 seconds. They get the mute, they pull him back down. Razor in trouble. The cask is mounted. They got him again, but another Ice Path is going to keep him alive for a second from Chikiro. But now all the Maledict damage. SC is dead. 2 minutes on the sidelines.
Sven's back.
Newbee are going to make this work. Are they going to be able to get out of there? The laser, the Ice Path. X marks the spot of the destruction of Newbee as they try and run away. They manage to disjoint the stun coming in. They take down Tinker. He's dead for 2 minutes as well. They're starting to bring them down, but FY with the turnaround. They get the lift, they get the turn. KP falls. Ame still too big, too bad, and starting to kill off Moogie.
Okay, Moogie's going to go back to the fountain, get a little HP back. Chalice very low. Chalice looks like he's going to get taken down by the Macro Pyre. FY comes in with his son, and now they X cross the Macro Pyre. It's going to get the kill. Jakiro's going to buy it back. Okay, let's check the base. Base is going to be in trouble. Mid Rax is already down. Bottom Rax is going to get assaulted as well. Sven does not have God's strength. And without that, I don't think he actually can manify Ame. He's just waiting in the fountain. He's like, friends, where are you at?
Oh no, it's 7,200 gold on the PL, and I think that they might have finally done it. Newbee is shocked. There is still the base, though, which is being assaulted. Maybe a Boots of Travel play is a possibility?
Sven without God's strength can't do it fast enough. I think they're saying, look, we're going to get Mega, and we're going to win through Mega. It's the gameplay now, a game plan for Newbee.
They're thinking about it.
They definitely cannot defend.
They're buying Boots of Travel on the Sven.
Oh my God, they're going for it?
They're going for it. Sven in the base. He's turning onto the tier 4s. They need to break the TPs, though. Kaka's there in the base. They turn towards Chalice, and they are going to be able to do this for the moment. So Sven, oh man. There's a lift up onto Kaka. Ame turns around with the BKB and is going to be able to bring him down. It was a brilliant play.
Was it
not brilliant enough? Maybe it wasn't, because he actually TP'd there, so they can't get back now.
I mean, only Brewmaster ported back for all things, so...
But Moogie is trying to run back to base now, and they're taking down the tier 4 towers.
He's almost there. The wards see him coming in. The tier 4 is going to get brought down. They know exactly where he's going to be coming in from. The Blink Brew split on the building, and now they're going to go south. They know that's going to be the angle coming in, and it's going to be Sven. He's muted immediately.
Oh, they turned it back around. They went out with a Ghost Scepter. Sven can't do anything here at all. They steal Warcry. They turn onto the Ancient, and Newbee finishing this game off in style. Rather, LGD finishing it off in style, turning onto the Jakiro. Muted, ran at, and killed off. Wicked 6-streak. Ame, a player and a half.
I mean, the throw-in's still alive.
Oh, Tinker's here, though, and they get him now. There's the turn, there's the catch. SC has the BKB, but it's going to wear off shortly as Ame beats away at this. They're able to doppelganger away from that Ravage. They steal Ravage. They turn it again around onto Newbee. LGD, a slow win in the end, but they do take it as they take the throne and move on.
What a win. What a win.
Holy hell.
This game had it all. You got to keep in mind that it started with the Razor and Sven hitting their timing. They're running at you non-stop. They got 2 sets of Raxes. But still, LGD able to hold out for an ultimate late game victory with the Tinker and the PL.
And the rivalry, if you will, of Maybe versus SCCC is going to have another chapter penned in it as they take down Newbee and knock them out here. The first upset of the tournament, I would say. This is a team that I think a lot of people wouldn't have expected to see in the final, but they're a really strong organization.
Yeah, I think if LGD could draft and play the way that they did for this series, they might actually take LGD, or rather Liquid, to like a full 5-game series. It's going to be a good finals.
Well, there's still Mineski in there.
There's still Mineski, yeah, let's not count them out. I mean, if one upset could happen.
Yeah.
Another, will deserve another.
No, definitely. Yeah. And a very entertaining game. Gotta love that Maybe Tinker. Gotta love the SCC Razor. At various points, it felt like they were going to finish it off, but it just didn't.
FY Rubik?
FY Rubik. I can't. You're talking about it the whole time through. Did it live up to expectations? 2 Ravages stolen?
I mean, that one mid defense. Yeah, that lived it up. I think towards the end, he didn't need to do as much. That's where Maybe took over, Ame took over. But when the chips are on the line, man, FY was up there.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us for game number 1, series number 1. And we're going to be back in a bit with the panel, see what they thought about that one.
Well, that's the type of game that we like to see. Not what Newbee fans would like to see, because they ended up losing that one, but that was a close one. That was an entertaining one.
It sure was.
And we have the pleasure of breaking it down. Ted, where do you want to start?
I think we felt like everyone that was watching it back there, we were kind of like, oh man, this PL item build, going Battle Fury and then Shadowblade, what is he doing? They're not going to have the time. They're going to get run at. The team fight is going to be too much for them. They've got to buy time for this Tinker. And we were watching the game in the green room back there, and we're hanging out, and the Liquid guys turned up, and GH said, what do you think? And I was like, well, I don't know how they win. He said, yeah, they're going to need Rubik to pull off some godly plays. Yeah. 2 minutes later, FY God stole Burrow Strike, and then stole Ravage, turned the whole fight around mid, and I think if they'd lost that, I honestly think Newbee were going to win it right then and there.
Oh, I think that is indeed the case. Blitz, what do you think?
So this is what I was talking about before the show, where I said LGD individually, they're so talented across the board. In China, when it comes to individual skill, I think it all adds up there. I feel like the teamwork aspect sometimes and the drafting can be a little bit lackluster, but when they need big performances, they will show up on the big stage. That's exactly what happened. They had a lineup which was a little bit wonky. When you pick Tinker and PL cores, you're always going to look really bad for a while.
Yeah.
But when they come online in a big way, because Newbee's lineup, it was very hard for them to end the game.
Very hard, yeah.
They have a Sven and a Razor. We talked about before the draft the things that you need. You need the ability to end the game, go high ground. Even with the advantage that they had, they couldn't really do that against the Tinker. We saw when they wiped the team, the Tinker was almost able to hold by himself. Yeah. Bought enough time for the rest of his team to come in. That laser spam, it's very difficult to deal with. At that point, I feel like LGD put Newbee on a clock, and I think Newbee panicked a little bit.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. It was, in my opinion, it's a bit risky if you're relying on big plays. Like if you're putting your entire game on, well, Rubik will pull something out. Like that's the gamble that LGD took. It happened to pay off. But if he hadn't pulled off that amazing play mid, I mean, FY, absolutely MVP. 100%. An incredible performance. But honestly, if you're relying on like moments of brilliance to carry you through, occasionally if he's having an off day, you're not going to do it. I think Newbee's steady drafting and all the rest of it is normally what we've seen. Today, I think they got outdrafted in the first game. This game, I think they had a strong draft, but they got outplayed. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
During the laning stage, it was already Newbee was getting ahead. And then in the mid-game, I believe the commentators pointed it out as well, there was a bit of a lull period where we saw that Razor make a lot of rotations, we saw Newbee make a lot of rotations, and they weren't really getting too much off the back of it.
That was sort of after the first laning stage had ended. Everybody sort of, he went bot, he got nothing, he went top, he got nothing, I think, and then they just managed to create some space. And the other thing is, Will's always saying, like, you've got to have the ability to win a fight and push high ground. Yeah. But with the Tinker and the PL pushing lanes out constantly, even if they want to fight, there was a threat that they weren't going to be able to get up to the base, because even by the time they pushed there and Tinker's got the march of the machines down, very, very hard to push in, very hard.
Yeah, and it was actually a clutch game till the very end, because even with all the Raxes down, everybody was still like, oh my god, is LGD actually going? It
was still possible to
do it.
Yeah, but it was a close one.
It was still possible. I mean, was that Newbee just being outplayed then, Will?
I don't know. I think this tournament has seen like a lot of comebacks.
Yeah.
Like where teams get down like 2 racks. I think this is like weird in the sense that this is like the 4th game in this tournament alone where I've seen multiple comebacks.
Yeah, Mineski.
Yeah, Mineski, Cole, this one.
Yeah.
And there's one other one that I'm missing, but
I think a Newbee Empire game.
But there's a lot of comebacks, and a lot of it comes down to the fact that teams are getting better at drafting these like high ground heroes in case things go wrong. But I'm not sure. Like, it feels really crap when you're up like 8-9K and then you're like, oh, we have dominant control of this game because your lineup can do one thing and it excels in one area, but in the other area it's going to lag. And that's the cool thing about Dota is that if you draft for one situation, like you pick a lot of single target cores that do well in certain situations, at some point they will fall off. There's no hero in Dota that excels at pretty much everything unless you're like Pangolier or some shit.
Right.
Yeah. The first game of the series we had Newbee being clearly outdrafted. I think this second game was definitely showing that LGD just, I don't know, they looked a little bit more crisp. They were the better team off of this one.
But I still think it was very greedy to go for a PL and a Tinker, and for them to PL then go Battle Fury and Shadowblade. We was thinking, like, why not get a diff? Like, there was a point where he was chasing Sven for what felt like 10 minutes. Tide they chased around the map. I'd say half the game they spent chasing Tide. And you just kind of think, maybe if he got a diff, things would have been different. But they won, so what do I know?
I think if they would have caught Newbee on a different day, that would have cost them,
maybe,
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rubik was a great pick. I know Will likes the hero, but especially in that game, there was a lot of stuff for him to steal. It was like Stormhammer, Burrow Strike, Ravage, and he stole Ravage like twice, I think, so which is hard enough to do as it is. But honestly, FY enabled the rest of them, bought so much time for his team, and the Tinker as well, with the rocket spam, the laser spam, and the march made it so difficult to go high ground.
Overall, a very entertaining game, though.
Great series.
I mean, mistakes make the game better to watch.
Yeah,
for
sometimes,
sure.
yeah.
Will, you obviously were already expecting LGD to make it through.
Yeah, felt pretty confident about that.
The finals.
Was it something about the fact that Newbee had been dropping games? You said Newbee had dropped games to teams that you would have expected them to 2-0, and they didn't. So do you think that led into the fact that maybe they're just a bit out of form, out of sorts?
Yeah. I got to cast LGD's game, and I got to cast Newbee's game, and I felt like LGD looked a lot more mechanically skilled and just like on point.
Yeah.
And it felt like Newbee, like I said a week ago, they would not drop these games to these teams. Like in Smash or whatever, they've got like the gods, you know, where they're just like 6 or 5 untouchable players.
Okay.
In Dota, right now anyways, we had this period, like this golden age where like these 4 teams are just like constantly battling out. And I feel like for whatever reason, Newbee especially drops games to teams that they shouldn't. VP obviously have their Kryptonite and EG, but aside from that, like for the most part, they're pretty steady and beating all the teams that they should. But Newbee's always that team for me that just randomly falls out of form. Remember at Dream League when they got bounced by Na'Vi, like things like that, like they'll randomly get dropped by teams that they should routinely beat when it comes to skill. And I just felt like the cards aligned, LGD wanted it a little bit more. And Newbee, they were like 2-1 against Empire or something. That is a team that I expect them to like handily get rid of.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at what that does with the brackets, because it is Newbee that fall, and therefore they take home 30 points. Some prize money as well, but 30 points for the Dota Pro circuit. LGD though, they're in the finals. That means guaranteed 90 points already, so they already triple that. And they need it because they are a little bit low. They are at 67.5 points right now for the Dota Pro circuit points, which is a little bit on the low side. Still half a year to go though, still on the way up. Now they need an opponent. Liquid or Mineski. That is the rematch of the grand finals from last season. Mineski was able to take a game off Liquid, but Liquid has looked so good this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, they've looked great since TI. Obviously, they did lose to Newbee recently, but I think whenever I watch them play, I'm astounded by just how good they are, how well they work together, and they're such nice guys that I think that that's part of it, is that they are such a good team. They get on so well, so a loss isn't going to affect them. I don't think, I mean, you're obviously going to have off days and off games, but I just think that as a team, of all the teams I've like known in Dota behind the scenes and you see them hanging out, I think Liquid are like the team that I think these are the nicest bunch of guys, and they kind of remind me of Alliance when Alliance were like together and they were like, these guys are great friends and everything's just working out, and that's what they're like, and it shows in the way they play. Will, some words about Liquid Mineski matchup?
So Ted covered Liquid, but Saul covered Mineski. And I think Mineski, they are still trying to figure things out. I think they're doing a better job of that this time around. Like, I like that they're being a little bit more stable. They're rediscovering their heroes. I felt like that's what led them to success in the first place, where they had these like stable picks that they were willing to go to. They're going back to the Mirana, things of that nature. I feel like is going to help them succeed. They're figuring out like, okay, we're sort of a Medusa team again. This kind of stability will help them, because stability is ultimately what gets you through in tournaments. Like, having this high variety of heroes is nice, but you generally want these like 2 or 3 heroes that everyone fears in the tournament. And once you develop that, then you're a good team, and I feel like Mineski's getting there.
Do you give them a good shout against Liquid? Do you think they got a shot, or do you think Liquid are too strong?
I think Liquid right now might be a little bit too strong. I felt LGD was the better team at the moment, but so I didn't think that was like a huge underdog upset. I thought that was like a little bit, but I think Mineski I'd give like maybe 20–30%.
Oh, that's not a lot.
Yeah, and before I was giving LGD maybe 60–40.
Okay. Well, it should still be an exciting match of Dota 2 around the corner, but as always, before we have all the goodness, we gotta wait a little while. We gotta have a short break, but when we're back, it is time for Team Liquid versus Mineski for the second semifinals of the day. Stay tuned. 1, 2, 3.